All right, dog, we are back. Let's go. Let's give it to them. Let's give them the effort and the attitude. This is volume 4, control what you can control. And that's your effort and your attitude. Okay, here we go. We go get right into it today. Listen, for all my guys that's currently playing for me, they know we're working on a harvest. They know we're working on a harvest, right? But I just want to double down on that for them and for everyone else who played for me or whoever listens to the podcast. Listen. There's no guarantee of a harvest. There's no guarantee of a harvest. The only guarantee you have is that you can plant a seed and that you can water the seed and that you can make sure when it's not raining that you have the seed in the sun. You also can make sure that you pull the weeds from around that seed. Listen, it's certain things you can't control about the harvest, but what you can control is the sweat that you put into your harvest, right? The whole deal, you reap what you sow, then reap before, look, you can't reap before you sow. You can't. Like, you have to sow into it. You have to sow into it. So whatever you're sowing into, whether you're sowing into your marriage, whether you're sowing into a new job, whether you're sowing into a new relationship, whether you're sowing into a master's degree, a doctorate. I got one of my ex-players who just got accepted to Harvard Law. He is pumped. But he has a very clear understanding that whether he ever practices law or not, whatever, but he knows he wants to help people. So what is he doing? Sowing a seed. Sowing a seed so he can help people. Now, if that takes him to a courtroom, but that may take him into politics. That may take him back into the classroom. He's in the classroom now. No one knows what your harvest is going to look like. No one knows. You don't know. All you know is that if I do not sow a seed, there can never be a harvest. There can never be a harvest if I do not sow a seed. Okay, now think about all of the variables. That's why this is powerful for me, because the podcast is effort and attitude. Effort and attitude is based on the two things you can control. So you can control the effort in which you sow your seed, right? You can control the attitude in which you sow your seed. You can control your attitude. Well, okay, it's not raining. We're in a drought. So you know what? I got to water the seed myself. You know what? The skies have been cloudy for weeks. We haven't getting any sun. You can't control the sun or the rain. You can't control the weather. In Maine, in some cases, spring starts late. So our harvest is going to be late for the farmers, right? So you can't control certain things about the harvest, but what you can control is the sowing. The sowing. Sow your seed. Sow your seed. Put work into your seed. In fact, put sweat in your seed then. Put sweat in your seed. Sweat into your seed. Don't even worry about sowing. I don't want to go that deep. Put sweat into your seed. Right? You know where your seed is. You know where you put it. Sweat it, sweat it, sweat it, sweat it until it starts to sprout. And then get them weeds out of there, because those weeds are people telling you, man, why you working so hard, man? Like, come on and chill with us. Let's go have some beers. Like, hey, man, I can't, man. I got a big presentation tomorrow. I'm going for partner. I'm in my 10th year, whatever it may be. Hey, dude, man, come hang out with us. Nah, man, my wife pregnant, bro. she can pop any moment. I cannot go hang out with you. I can't get buzzed because if she call me, I got to get going. It's 911 on my phone all day long. She may go on the... You see what I'm saying? Like, here's what I'm saying. Here's my point. When you sow those weeds that's talking around you, when you're sweating into your seed, those weeds that pop up before your harvest, before your seed sprouts, like they're telling you, look, man, that seed ain't gonna move, man. You planted that 4 weeks ago. You planted that 2 years ago. You still ain't starting. Y'all still ain't winning. You still ain't get the promotion. Your girlfriend still won't marry. Dog, all that's real. Those are weeds. You gotta pull weeds out of there. Or when your seed does sprout, guess what eats it up? Weeds. The people that's in your ear talking to you about what you should do with your seed, your gift, your journey, your talents. Like, think about that. Think about what you're conceding to. You're conceding to the weeds of the seed that you know you sweated and planted? No, bro, don't do that. Pull them weeds, get them weeds from around your seed, okay? And you don't have to pull weeds often. That's the deal. Even when your seed sprouts and it starts to begin to harvest, you still gotta pull those weeds. You'll always have to pull weeds. And you'll always have to re-sow. And you'll always have to pull weeds again. And all while you're sowing and pulling weeds, it's the few things that we talked about you can't control. You can't control the rain. You can't control the sun. You can't control when the snow leaves so you can turn and fertilize your soil. You can't control none of that. But what you can control is getting organized. Let me get my seeds here. This is my corn. This is my pumpkins for October, my watermelon. So when that snow finally goes and that, the groundhog sees his shadow or don't, I don't even know what anymore. But when that groundhog come out and he tell you spring will be when, now you ready to go. All you need is the gun to kill. Pow! I'm off. I'm turning my dirt. I'm soiling it. I'm getting all these weeds out. Bang! Seed it up. Seed it up. Seed it up. All right, now let's sit back and work. Let's sit back and work while we watch. Let's sit back and work while we watch. Because all we can do is sweat into our seed, sow our seed, water our seed, nurture our seed. But no harvest is guaranteed. Weeds are. Weeds are guaranteed. But I can tell you what's not guaranteed. No harvest is guaranteed with no sweat. And no sweat, no seed. No sweat, no seed. Remember, the harvest is hard. And the harvest is real, but nothing is guaranteed. All that you have guaranteed is the sowing that you're willing to do. And control that. Control what you can control on sowing your seed, which is effort and attitude. Until next time, peace.